Have you ever been driving down the road, maybe after a long day at work, or heading to pick up your kids from school, when suddenly you notice flashing lights in your rearview mirror? You pull over, and a police officer approaches your vehicle. Your mind starts racing, heart beating faster, and then comes the question that many Americans wonder about: can the police legally search your car without a warrant? This is one of the most important legal rights to understand because your car, like your home, can contain personal belongings, private documents, and even electronic devices that hold sensitive information. In the United States, the Fourth Amendment protects citizens from unreasonable searches and seizures. This constitutional protection is the foundation of all your rights when it comes to police stops, searches, and questioning. While the Fourth Amendment generally requires law enforcement to obtain a warrant before searching your property, vehicles have a unique legal status that slightly changes how these rules are applied. The law recognizes that cars are mobile, and evidence could easily be moved, destroyed, or hidden before a warrant could be obtained. This is often referred to as the automobile exception, and it is a critical concept to understand. To start, it is important to define what a warrant is. A warrant is a legal document signed by a judge that authorizes police to search a specific place or property for evidence of a crime. In most cases, police cannot search your home, your computer, or your vehicle without a warrant unless an exception applies. The automobile exception is one of these exceptions, and it allows police to search a vehicle without a warrant if they have probable cause to believe that it contains evidence of a crime. Probable cause is not a vague hunch or suspicion. Smells marijuana coming from your car, sees a weapon in plain view, notices illegal substances or stolen property inside, or observes behavior that is consistent with criminal activity. These are all situations that could establish probable cause. Once probable cause exists, police have the legal authority to search your car, including the passenger compartment, trunk, and any containers within, as long as the evidence they are searching for could reasonably be inside. Understanding probable cause is crucial because it sets the boundary for what police can and cannot do. If police lack probable cause, any search may be deemed unconstitutional, and evidence obtained could be suppressed in court. Another exception to the warrant requirement is known as a search incident to arrest. If you are arrested while in your vehicle, police are permitted to search the area within your immediate control. This is primarily for officers' safety and to prevent the destruction of evidence. However, this type of search does not give police unlimited access to every part of your car. They are limited to areas that are accessible to you at the time of arrest. Consent is another key factor when it comes to vehicle searches. If you voluntarily agree to allow the police to search your car, they can legally conduct the search without a warrant. However, consent must be freely given. You have the absolute right to say no. You do not have to provide a reason, and you should remain polite and calm when doing so. Refusing consent is completely legal and is often the safest way to protect your privacy and your rights. Many people make the mistake of feeling pressured or fearful during traffic stops and agree to a search even when they are not legally required to do so. Remember, being polite does not mean giving up your rights, and a simple statement like, "I do not consent to a search," is enough. Exigent circumstances provide another exception. These are situations where police believe that to obtain a warrant could result in immediate danger to someone's life, serious injury, the escape of a suspect, or destruction of evidence. These situations are rare and must involve a real emergency, not just a suspicion. For example, if an officer sees a person hiding drugs in a car while a crime is actively occurring or hears someone threatening harm inside a vehicle, these could constitute exigent circumstances. Inventory searches are also important to understand. If your car is impounded, police may conduct an inventory search to record valuable items, protect your property, and protect themselves from claims of theft or loss. These searches are legal but must follow standard procedures and are typically limited to documenting the car's contents. Plain view is another legal principle that police can use to justify a search or seizure. If an illegal object is clearly visible from outside the car or during a lawful stop, officers may seize it without a warrant. This does not permit random searches but applies only to items that are immediately observable. Understanding these rules is essential because many people unknowingly give up their rights during traffic stops. Knowing when police have the authority and when they do not can prevent serious legal consequences. Historically, the courts have had to balance law enforcement needs with the privacy rights of individuals. Several landmark cases have shaped the law as it stands today. In the case of Carroll v. United States in 1925, the Supreme Court established the automobile exception, ruling that warrantless searches of vehicles with probable cause are constitutional. This principle has been reaffirmed in numerous cases and remains the cornerstone of vehicle search law in the United States. Another case, Arizona v. Gant in 2009, clarified the limits of searches incident to arrest. The Supreme Court ruled that police may only search the passenger compartment of a vehicle incident to arrest if the arrestee is within reaching distance of the vehicle or it is reasonable to believe the vehicle contains evidence of the offense of arrest. This decision narrowed the scope of warrantless searches and emphasized that constitutional protections are robust even in the context of traffic stops. At U.S. borders, the rules can be slightly different. Customs and Border Protection officers have broader authority to search vehicles without a warrant when entering the country. This is considered part of national security powers and is distinct from standard traffic stops within states. While police have significant authority in certain circumstances, there are also limitations designed to protect your rights. For example, you are not required to consent to a search, you do not have to provide passwords to electronic devices inside your vehicle, and you have the right to remain silent. If you are stopped, the best practice is to remain calm, keep your hands visible, and politely refuse any searches unless you choose to give consent. Never physically resist an officer, as this can escalate the situation and result in additional charges. In addition to knowing the legal exceptions and your rights, it is also helpful to be aware of practical tips. Keep your car organized so that officers cannot claim that hidden items are evidence of illegal activity. Avoid keeping illegal substances or contraband in your vehicle. If you carry sensitive documents, consider securing them in a locked compartment or briefcase, but remember that police may still have the authority to search containers if probable cause exists. Remember that silence is your strongest protection. You do not have to explain yourself, argue, or provide excuses for refusing a search. Being polite, respectful, and assertive about your rights protects you more than cooperation under fear or pressure. In conclusion, can police search your car without a warrant?